fathers are present in our training programs, we're going to spend some time helping them work through their particular fathering styles so they become comfortable and familiar and therefore more confident in fathering their children. Then we go on to chapter 3. I keep saying chapter and we have it as units. Sorry, unit 3. And here we have parenting and family life. Now, we, as you saw in the whole person wheel, we cannot ignore the spiritual dimension of the person. And so we have a unit dedicated to a spiritual plan for parenting and family life. And we have it in a part A and part B because we want obviously to, for everyone to feel welcome, whatever faith, belief you have, whatever faith system you come from, whatever religious background, that you're comfortable with this program. So the first one deals with a spiritual plan for parenting and family life. It's a general invitation to take some time out to focus on the spiritual development of your family. And then part B deals specifically with the Catholic family. So God's plan for the Catholic family is a smaller part of this unit. And here we highlight for the Catholic parents, as you see here, train a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not turn from it. This unit B really is more the helping parents see that it's by the example of their own lives and their own spiritual development that they will, in fact, train and teach their children to enter into a relationship with God, which is essential and a substantial part of their freedom as a man and woman in the world, and their identity as a man and a woman, the masculine and the feminine. And we have a little technological glitch here to Unit 4. So we're on to Unit 4 now. Should be able to go on, okay. So Unit 4 is some practical applications to parenting. And we have this, again, lovely quote at the beginning. Realize that your family, like all families, is not perfect. And because none of our families are perfect, we give some hints and guides as to some practical approaches to parenting. We just will highlight three parts of this unit. The first one is communication with children. And so we have a list there of how to listen to your children and how to communicate to your children. So there's the part of this unit goes through that. Another part of the unit, we deal with discipline versus punishment. That's on your right-hand corner there. A lot of people think, particularly in the Caribbean and Trinidad, is the same thing. It's not the same thing, okay? So we have a teaching and training on the difference between discipline and punishment, and what are the best ways in which to implement this in your family. And then the last one, we deal with limits, setting down limits and rules, or setting down boundaries for your children to help with the discipline of their development. And then we go to Unit 5. Am I right? Yes. Unit 5 is child abuse. We figured, and since this is a major problem in our Caribbean, well, I think it's worldwide, but particularly in our Caribbean context, and I know as a priest and as a family therapist in terms of our Trinidad and Tobago context, this is rampant in our nation. Kept very low-key and secret, but rampant at all levels of society. So we imagined that if we wanted to help parents be good parents, we had to highlight for them the issues of child abuse and neglect and the crises when they occur in the family. Our quote here is, "Be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Honor one another above yourselves. In this chapter, we just again here highlight two aspects of the chapter. We deal with child abuse on every level, and so we give the parents a full list of all the signs and symptoms of physical abuse, emotional abuse, and sexual abuse. So they know how to recognize it in their children, because sometimes it can be very subtle. So what we do is we highlight for parents what to look for and how to understand and read the symptoms and signs that are present to them, and how to respond, okay? And you see here in the, again, the diagram is a little small, but to your right, that the darker part of the diagram, poor social skills, suicidal thoughts, sleeping disturbance, crying without apparent reason, physical trauma, difficulty concentrating, problems with attitudes, psychosomatic symptoms, and so on. So we have a list there. We help parents recognize these things. And then finally, crisis resolution for children. Now this crisis resolution is not referring to the same human development crises that we spoke to earlier. That's a different technical term. The crises we speak about here are what we commonly refer to as major issues or traumas and crises in children's lives. And again, how to treat with it, in part of this unit, we help parents recognize how to treat with it. You see the list there, very clear. Promote objectivity, help the child to see the situation for what it is, validate their feelings, elicit their thoughts and feelings about what has happened, facilitate problem solving, and taking appropriate action. So we advise parents on how to read and how to respond to these situations, so they feel much more confident and comfortable. And finally, we end with a lovely quote that I really like a lot. I am convinced that if we as a society work diligently in every other area of life and neglect the family, it would be analogous to straightening deck chairs on the Titanic as it was sinking. Okay, so we do everything else and you ignore the family, you're going nowhere. All right, so it's on that basis that we are promoting this program with all of our strength and with the not too little help of Republic Bank, substantial help of Republic Bank.